I guess the emergency latch only opens it and doesn't actually open it, if you know what I'm saying. How was your ride, sir?
Amazing, I can sleep in this. Why own a home? Just own an Escalade IQ, you can sleep right there.
It basically is the same size as a 2-bedroom, 3-bath townhome.
Exactly, same price too.
Hello and welcome back to the Out of Spec BITS channel. Jordan and I had an awesome time in San Francisco checking out the Escalade IQ, especially the IQL, as well as the Cadillac Optic. And you can watch that video about the design process. But the Escalade IQ, the big boy, this has to be a Cadillac, it has to be an Escalade, but in electric form. So it has to be efficient. It still has to carry the design of a Cadillac, an Escalade. And so we had an awesome time talking with the lead exterior and interior designer of Cadillac. Really cool. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Less of me talking. Let's just jump right into it.
Hello and welcome back to the Out of Spec podcast. I am here with Kyujin, the lead of exterior design at Cadillac. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Awesome, I'm doing well. It's super exciting to be here for the IQ as well as the IQL over here. Can you kind of run us through some of the design choices you have for the IQ, especially differentiating this vehicle from your internal combustion engine Escalade?
Yeah, so as you can see here, the most noticeable difference between the today's Escalade and the Escalade IQ is the very expressive and fast side view profile of the vehicle. So we turning into the EV era, take advantage of the GM new battery architecture. Actually, we can have a much more longer hood and a nicer premium profile side view of the gesture of the car itself. And then take advantage of that longer hood. Actually, we can have much more space in the front. We call it E-trunk, so that we can utilize the space on the cargo and then this E-trunk at the same time. And then I wanted to walk you through a couple of exterior design highlights of the vehicle. As you can see here, this dark face with the very strong body color paddle shape combining as a together, which gives you a much more aggressive look. And this iconic shield-shaped grille with the Cadillac precision patterns gives you much more tailored look to finish the front end. And then we have much more nice horizontal bar to emphasize the width of the vehicle as much as possible to look it very, very wide. And then we also have very advanced technology in the lights, making them really look sleek and slimmer while still having a very strong gesture, which is Cadillac's brand identity. And when the customer approaches to the Escalade IQ, a dramatic choreographic animation begins with the Cadillac crest emblem, cascade to the grille, fascia, and the headlamp, and then across the entire body side towards the tail lamp. That actually really helped them to deepen the connection between their vehicle and the customer too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what is do you know the CD off the top of your head for, I guess, the aerodynamics of this compared to the internal combustion engine?
Yes, actually starting from the beginning of this program, actually we got so much tough challenge from a program team to maximize the range of the vehicle, which is 460 miles. Actually, the profile of itself is really helpful with the very clean, seamless design everywhere in the car. And then, as I'm remembering right now, the 324 was like a target, but actually we like a little bit more overachieved as a 321, which is really helpful to extend the mileage of the vehicle itself.
Right.
Yeah, for those who don't know, that's CD is coefficient of drag.
Yes.
So 3.21 is definitely better than 3.24.
Yeah.
Of course, that's multiplied by the surface area of the vehicle.
Yeah, yeah.
That helps to get the impressive range.
Yeah, much
figure
more
of
longer range.
460 miles. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, compared to like the internal combustion engine, big blocky Escalade.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, having to improve that drag so that you are having a more efficient vehicle. And I guess that kind of leads us to the IQL. They're filming over here, so we'll kind of stay out their way. But
Yep.
I guess extending the vehicle's rear to match more of that to the internal combustion engine. Of course, from the side profile, well, from the first 2/3 of the vehicle, pretty much essentially the same. I guess what design choices were you guys going for to, I guess, extend the vehicle, but still kind of match that of the IQ? What went into that?
Yeah. So at the beginning of the design process, actually, we were thinking about a slightly different way when we developed EV. Actually, in the regular ICE Escalade, we just extend the wheelbase and the much more, just a longer overhang, and then making more, much more, adding the cargo volumes to it for the Escalade ESV versus rather just shorter wheelbase version. But actually, we were thinking about what if we can give some different persona to the customer to choose a very different character of the car. The shorter one can be even way much sportier, and also for the long wheelbase, the longer version can be have much more pragmatic presence feeling to it with the much more legroom, headroom benefit to the third row person, and also at the same time much more cargo space behind the third row occupant to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess initially with the exterior design, we can kind of go over here. With this sloping roof, was this something that you guys initially went with, or were you guys looking for more of a boxier design like the IQL, and then ended up with a more sloped back roof to meet, those efficiency?
So
needs?
actually, when we think about the beginning of the process, we were much more focused on to the much more clean and simple design, but at the same time, we can change the image of the Escalade from the chunkier, boxier, blockier to the much more emotional, gestural, sculptural, and the much more athletic looking to it, so that we can make the two different personas, and then the options to customer can choose between their lifestyle and then their preferences.
Okay.
Yeah. And then actually this sloping line is the part of it. Also all the main character line, and then all the feature lines, even with this lower fascia here, the departure angles, everything is making taper towards the rear, the boosting the athletic gesture of the car much more looks sportier.
So
This vehicle.
you use the electric Escalade as kind of the impetus to create a second identity of the Escalade.
Yes, yeah.
And then, and then you brought the IQL to remind people you still value the box.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, yeah. There can be as you can see, it's very noticeably that looks like a much more pragmatic feeling from this one, but actually that also have lots of essence and the similar DNA as an expressive way, but still have a much more room to provide to the customer to their lifestyle.
Right, and it's impressive the IQL still gets basically almost the exact same range. Do you know the CD of the IQL as well?
Actually, I don't have that number on top of my head. Maybe I can get you the right person to answer that question. Yeah.
But it can't be too different because it's still.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very similar. Yeah, it was very similar.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, this is a very beautifully designed vehicle. Are there any other tidbits, I guess, from you in terms of designing the Escalade IQ? I guess to you that stood out, or I guess even furthermore, the Escalade IQ, designing this to match that of the Vistic and the Optic. Yeah.
So actually, you already saw the very different profile and then gesture and the feeling of the car itself, but actually lots of areas with the details and can make the very different feeling to boosting the like a clean and simple design compared to the prior generation. So for example, So this kind of, as you can see, we call it flush frame on the glass door construction, which is totally different from the current generation on the road ICE Escalade. But actually, as you can see, from the front to the all the way to the back, actually everything is flush, and then we don't have any disruption, and then looking pretty simple, almost like a one sheet of the glass from a distance. But when you see the other competitors and then the current Escalade on the road has such a nice steps on every pillars for the dropping loop channels. Yeah, those kind of things really disturb you to the focus on the car itself to doesn't look like a premium experience to the customer. So we were focused on every single one of the details to make it flush, clean, and then simple. That actually completes the seamless luxury design on the body side, so that we can make it looks more, even more expensive look, and then elegant feel to it to the customer.
Okay. And I think for a lot of expensive vehicles today, we're seeing a lot of flush door handles.
Okay.
I guess how did you, I guess, incorporate the door handle? We were talking with the optic designer and talking about how with flush door handles, it's a lot easier to incorporate in the vehicle. I guess, of course, it's the Escalade, so you got to go with the automatic doors and these nice door handles. Why not a flush door handle?
Okay, yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah, actually, yeah, if this is a flush, yeah, that must be a nicer way to do it. But actually, instead of the making a flush looking, actually, still the customer also really get used to holding their grab and holding their door handles to feel more easy to get in the car, get out of the car, or open the door for someone else, actually. But actually, the good thing on this one is you're not seeing here, but actually we have a radar inside of the door handle, which can sensing the person around you. So that even though door is really widely open, but actually it's sensing them so that it can stop automatically before hit the person or hitting the car right next to it, so that you don't make someone else's car mess. Yeah. That's a very good technology on inside, so that actually we still prefer to go with the Escalade. Can be as a more easier to get into it. Yeah, that's what the proper purpose of the door handle is, looking like this way.
And it's not uncommon for Escalades to be, ride, share, or chauffeur cars. And if you have a chauffeur who classically opens the door for a passenger, just easier to, grab the handle and hold on to the handle.
Yep.
That's just like traditionally what they do. So I can see that. As far as also separating from the internal combustion Escalade, I remember you said something earlier in the presentation about the lighting difference, the split tail lights.
Yep.
And that is different from the current fuel.
Oh yeah, the biggest highlight of the lighting, especially on the internal combustion engine Escalade, is everybody remembering as a very strong, tall, vertical single line from the rear view when you drive behind the Escalade. But actually, as we turning into the new electric design language, we were thinking about making as a one, but we were preferred to separating them together. But visually, these two elements is still aligned nicely in the rear view. But at the same time, it's very easily you can recognize, what's the ICE vehicle of the Escalade and what's the EV version of it. So it's very easily recognize the difference between the two versions.
So you focus the design on this, or do you design other Cadillacs as well?
Currently, I'm working on the other project right now. It's an upcoming project, which is I can tell you the details, but at that time, I was assigned to working on both two programs at the same time. It was really tough, but actually it was very enjoying time to designing the brand new Escalade, to keeping that iconic reputation, which is kind of really cool experience to me. And an honor to work on it too, as well.
Right, with the Cadillac's EV lineup, optic,
Lyric.
do all the designers kind of have lunch meetings or something to keep it cohesive across all of the IQ models?
Yeah, we can also do that too. And then also we have like a weekly sketch, we call it sketch review with our exterior design director. But actually that time is not like a checking your homework, like weekly homework check. So we are talking about, and then we hang some sketches on the wall, using as a giant screen. And then we can very free to talk about what are you feeling about someone else's sketch. What do you think about my sketches? And then what's gonna be the best way we can make it, improve it? Like not just about the design itself or maybe the drawing skills, everything we can talk about at that time. So it's really helpful to the designers to improving themselves and also making everyone talks each other together, making as a one group, so that boosting the connection to all the designers, so that we can go through the hard time to making as a fun, and then also that can be a setting of the good goals to the boosting the elevate the Cadillac brand a little bit more, much more premium way. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a unique but cool challenge to all the legacy automakers such as Cadillac to keep true to your design language. You have an existing ethos, but then bringing that into all the new EV models. And it is a balancing act. You want people to recognize it as a Cadillac, but you also want people to recognize it as a future technology,
Yes.
like electric. And so with that, I do see the split tail lights in all of the electric models.
Yes, yeah, that's a good example of the part of it. So yeah, like you said, we wanted to keep maintaining keep it Cadillac as a premium brand, and then also keep the good iconic reputations.
Yep.
At the same time, we always wanted to challenging ourselves to making it improve from the prior generations to look much better, and then like making as an eye-catching product
Yeah.
from the customer. Yeah, that's our goals to our daily life.
Is it a fun challenge? I mean, what was the impetus of keeping the grille? Because we've seen some automakers doing different things with the grille shape. You know, with the outgoing or continuing ICE Escalade, it's a huge grille.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of airflow in there, cooling the engine. With electric, obviously, you don't need the grille, but it is still a piece of Cadillac's design language.
Yes.
And so, what was the decision making of how big to keep it, what to do with it? Adding lights versus not. How much of that can you speak to?
So yeah, for example, as you already mentioned, that turning into the EV, actually we don't need to necessarily put that lots of openings onto the front, and then actually the grille size is also the matters. So it doesn't have to be as large as the ICE Escalade, but actually at the same time, we start to thinking about how we can make it look different, but at the same time making it look more beautiful sculpted structure, also keeping the Cadillac iconic shield shape as a brand identity. So we are started thinking about making as some sort of different approach to any other the competitors doing right now. So we're making as a really dark the graphics face with the entire front end with the very technical details with the grills. Actually, a lot of the other companies not putting any kinds of light sources behind the grills like us. So actually that's a part of very different looking, giving to the customers, and also at the looking very technically futuristic design compared to the other competitors, I would say. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I think that's a good look of the outside. Might go talk to the inside now and speak to that design, because it's a whole other world.
Yep. Yep.
So hello, we are here with Minky, the lead interior designer at Cadillac, and we have here the Cadillac Escalade IQ. Now, of course, it's a Cadillac, so the interior is crazy. Can you kind of walk us through, I guess, some of the design choices of the Escalade interior.
Yeah, I'm so excited to explain about the design inspiration and the key feature for the Escalade IQ interior. So I would like to say we took inspiration from modern design in the world where our customer live, like architecture, upscale furniture, everything's open, spacious, and we combine the luxurious material with modern design to create the futuristic atmosphere in this interior. So actually, and also like to emphasize the connectivity with advanced technology of the EV, and digital function and infotainment system have been incorporated with this beautiful design. So for example, this panoramic pillar-to-pillar screen is a star on this vehicle. This screen represents the advanced technology, and we combine it with modern design features like the smooth line and architectural line that define all the interior design that work together in here. And also door and cantilever console over there, that's a work of art actually. It looks very gorgeous and beautiful with the wood decor here, and also this bright piece of the chrome that supports entire design work together. Especially this stainless steel speaker on the door, which has beautiful patterns that gives more like kind of up level of the design in this interior. And also, I'd like to talk about a little bit inspiration of this backlit. So what do you guys think of when you guys see this backlit lighting visually?
It does flow into the speaker grill,
Right.
but it's also blue, which is
That's
like,
the point, but
Yeah.
also this original inspiration from my personal thing. It represents this rain actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I really love, even a personal thing, but I really love sounds of rain at night and also glow of the light from the outside. That atmosphere makes me feel very kind of calm down, peaceful. So I just wanted to kind of give this feeling to our customer. Feels like the same emotion, something like that, when they get on the car. So this is the kind of inspiration for this backlit. And also, as you guys said, this backlit lighting pattern talks to this speaker pattern each other, and also this similar pattern in the front fascia at the grille. And what I want to say is like all the pattern and then design is talked together in this vehicle. That's what I want to say. So let's move to the second row. So executive second row. So we designer made many efforts to kind of harmonize luxury and structural feel on the second row. Also, we try to enhance the interior experience for our target customer on the second row. And door and executive second row have beautiful flow lines, and also they look gorgeous and premium luxury. And we really tried to kind of make the atmosphere that our customer can feel we are living a successful life in this second row, like a CEO, president, something like that.
It's an Escalade.
Yeah, by enjoying this modern and beautiful luxury interior, and also by controlling their desired environment through the rear command center screen on the console over there. And as you guys see, there's a lot of beautiful components in this interior, like a steering wheel at the front, and seat control on the door, MFC control on the console, multifunction controller, and then over the console, the sleeping area there. So each component has beautiful gloss black material and gorgeous jewelry piece on it that makes entire vehicle more luxurious and elegant feel in this vehicle. Yeah, so I think that's for the interior explanation and inspiration.
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting I can just kind of answer it?
Yeah, I guess differing from the internal combustion engine Escalade interior, how different? I mean, we both rode in a gas version yesterday.
Have you guys? Oh, okay, you guys can experience
Yeah,
it.
and for the most part, it seems similar, but I can tell, right, especially underneath the dash, there are some components that are different.
Exactly. Yeah, as you mentioned, like, there's difference for the IQ and the IQL. IP is pretty much same actually, but we have fully different door than the ICE vehicle. So we have more like backlit here, and the decor, and the high mounted speaker, and then the regular Escalade has kind of lower mounted speaker here. And this high mounted speaker helps a lot to get the more storage at the bottom here. It's really good for kind of customer as well. And another thing is like just a regular Escalade has bridge style console that's connected to the IP. But this one is cantilever. We call cantilever style console or peninsula console. That gives more space underneath of it,
Right.
so that the customer can put larger item like bag or shoes, especially for the women, shoes, something like that. They can handle more stuff on the inside of the interior as well. Yeah, that's the big difference for the IQ and then the regular just Escalade. So.
I guess for Cadillac as a whole, right, coming from the internal combustion engine design, you have to kind of design around things like the transmission, which go through the vehicle. With electric vehicles, there being more space, how has that been, I guess, designing around that? Has it given you more freedom, or for the most part, has it been kind of the same?
Basically, just kind of structure-wise, it's not for exactly design, but structure-wise, totally different. You know, as you mentioned, like inversions of the vehicle has like more kind of stuff underneath, comes up, and then to the floor, something like that. Definitely, that vehicle has the engine or something like that. We have just generator and then battery at the bottom. Then we try to figure out that there's some space we can just use something like that. That's a big difference between two cars. So I cannot say exactly for engineering stuff, but you know, we always try to make the kind of the extra space for our customer. That's what I can say at this point. So, yep.
As a designer, we're now in this technological age. Everything has screens everywhere. How do you feel about the screens? What has that allowed you to incorporate as a new component versus before, where maybe you were using very high-end, nice switchgear, a lot more buttons? How do you feel about that changeover, and what has the advent of screens given you as a designer?
So more screen feels very kind of advanced technology at this point. So the hardest part that when we are designing is like how we can just combine between the advanced technology like screen or just kind of luxury feeling of design. As I mentioned before, you know, we put the luxury wood on here, the jewelry piece and the component and everything. We try to make the advanced technology like screen kind of combine together, talk together. That's how we just kind of develop the design in design perspective point actually. So he mentioned about the touch screen and then physical button, but still customer kind of feel kind of comfortable with the physical button. That's the point. So we have lot of options like control the vehicle through the physical button, and also they can control their environment through the screen as well. So we kind of provide a kind of both way so that they can just kind of use what they feel comfortable for the control of the vehicle. So that's the design standpoint, you know. So
Sweet. What is this interior called? Do you know the interior color?
our color, this one is Harbor Blue.
Harbor Blue.
Yeah, when we just released this vehicle in New York, we used camellia that looks more over there, more yellowish brown over there. But this one is a Harbor Blue. Yeah.
Sweet. Are we able to go over here?
Yeah,
on
yeah,
top
sure.
of these interiors? Yeah. Awesome. This is just wood behind this, right?
Yeah, this one is vinyl, very
Okay.
thin layer of the wood. Yeah, there's a lot of stucco underneath of it. We need to make this one thinner as much as possible. So this is actual wood called Paladin. So this comes with the camellia option actually. So
Interesting. Are there any quirky, sustainable parts about the Escalade? We see in the optic how they did newspaper wood. Is there anything like that in the Escalade?
that's more like about the color and trim stuff. It's kind of hesitate to talk about it a little bit. Yeah. So the one thing I would like to let you know is for the seat, we're using leather-free seating. It's not a leather on this vehicle. Yeah. So that's the only thing what I've known for the color and trim stuff. So one thing is like this one is Lux Sports 1. This one is Lux Sports 2 actually. So it's different kind of options that we can provide to the customer.
Interesting. And kind of on that point, how different are the interiors between the sport and the luxury? So you have the sport here and the luxury here.
So basically just wood, different type of wood, and also different color, and then a little bit different material in here. And then basically that's all. Yeah, just different color. Just a little bit hard to say, but you know, this one is more kind of common kind of looking of the color, something like that. And this side is more thinking about the luxurious, more elegance feel on this. So yeah, that's what I done for the collection. So.
Sweet. Yeah. It's an Escalade, so you know it's how sustainable can you get? It's got to be the highest trim. It's got to be super nice. And yeah, these are beautiful. Do you have any points, Jordan?
No, I think it looks great. We're excited to spend some time with it, and you know, keep filming and keep driving. And these are sweet rigs. I mean, it's fascinating to see the Escalades stick around. Some people were wondering, is that going to stay combustion? And you have other smaller EVs. A lot of other companies have, you know, smaller crossovers, but not many EVs exist in the full-size big SUV space.
Yeah, this one's the biggest one, right?
Yeah, IQL is about the most baller thing, technical term in this whole room.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, hopefully, looking forward to driving that at some point as well.
Yeah. So.
Sweet. And actually, one last question. I guess designing the interior of the Escalade versus the Vistic, the Optic, the Lyric, I guess how pompous can you go while still maintaining the Cadillac branding and the luxury feel of a Cadillac, while still making the Escalade the highest interior?
Yeah, but you mean like, you know, how we can just keep the Cadillac's feeling even though we have all different line of the vehicle?
Right.
Yeah, just, you know, really hard to answer. I think everything's like, we try to kind of keep the Cadillac's heritage on this vehicle. Like a Mondrian pattern, you know. For example, can you come over here a little bit, you know? So as you mentioned, like using the wood and the chrome decor makes everything very luxury. As I mentioned, like all the Cadillac has the wood decor and then chrome, and then nowadays kind of advanced technology like screen and then front command center control, jewelry piece. I think that makes all the kind of Cadillac feel kind of similar. And also, if you see this kind of hidden kind of detail,
Kind of matching the logo, the emblem.
yeah, you see the Mondrian pattern over there. That represents the Cadillac heritage as well. There's a 6 dog, but that's not a dog actually, but Merlet.
Okay.
That's originally from Cadillac family crest actually. It's from 1902 as I remember. And then that Merlet removed when we make the logo kind of simplified on 2000. And really, when we just make the Cadillac as a kind of EV Escalade vehicle, we try to kind of show up that Merlet again to harmonize with the modern Mondrian pattern together. So that makes the Cadillac has more kind of heritage feeling as well. So that's the thing that I think that's the thing that all the vehicle has some kind of small details and then luxurious material, some technology that makes every vehicle like kind of as one, looking like a Cadillac. So I don't know if it is a right answer or not.
No, that was perfect.
Yeah, it's more like very storage and then like marketing feeling. So as a designer, you know, but yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
that
no
was
problem.
awesome
Yeah.
speaking with you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Now, I hope you enjoyed those interviews. I learned a lot. I'm looking forward to what GM and Cadillac have in store for their EVs. They have a pretty good EV lineup. You have the Optic, the Lyric, the Vistic, Escalade IQ, IQL. Things are expanding and I'm excited. So let me know what you guys learned in this video. My name is Isaiah. That was Jordan. This is the Out of Spec BITS channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.